Hello, everybody. Joe Malone coming to you live on Dallas trading floor. Well, oh boy, was it a sell-off today? Definitely, definitely not the kind of market that you want to see. But I definitely was stopped out of some positions today, and it's just one of those things. So, without further ado, we're going to get going here on the show, and let's pull up some of the slides here. Hopefully, they'll pull up. No, it's not looking like they will. I'm having bandwidth issues too. So, but oh, there we go. Okay, so we should be up here in just a second on some of the slides. So hopefully we will get them. We will get them going. I'm a little bit bandwidth constrained here right now, so I may not have the total show today. Just because that is kind of the situation here. Without further ado, probably be a short show today, but I want to show you kind of what I've been doing. All right, so the first question, really, hopefully, well, it's not coming up here. Okay, well, unfortunately, I don't. I'm just going to read these because I'm having a little bit of issue. Let's see if I can switch to the show. Okay, having a little bit of a bandwidth issues, so it's been cutting in and out, and but I really appreciate everyone taking a look here today on the show. Let's see if I can get to some of your questions and comments. Basically, Sarah is saying, "Hey Jim, I have some exposure in oil and gas, and a REIT call spread 1 month out. Should I cut the loss? I do think right now that the condition of the market is changing somewhat, and I think that it's probably a good idea to reduce your exposure. That's definitely what I did. That's definitely what I did today. I reduced my exposure and I sold off a number of things. Let me see if I can give you the yeah. There we go. The stocks that I sold off today, symbol ERF. I just started this one. It got stopped out. Oh, let's see if it'll let me do that. Okay, there we go. I also got out of Warrior Coal, HCC. Definitely got out of that one. And, I'm no longer in Warrior. I'm no longer in Warrior. I sold out that one. I did sell Dollar Tree today for a nice little profit, and that one did work quite well. So, not everything is a loss. So I did make a good little bounce on that one. And then I got out of ICL. That's a fertilizer company. So all in all, the market has been really pulling back hard, and that's kind of what I've been doing. I've been sort of moving out of the market where I can, and you know, just that's just kind of the thing. Let's take a look. Jay's question. Hey Jim, do you think that the market will continue to go lower? Yes, I think it probably will. I think that by tomorrow we're going to be in a confirmed downtrend. That's unfortunate, but that's definitely what I'm looking at here. I definitely think we probably are going into a confirmed downtrend. So, probably time to start taking some chips off. Take some of your winners. Definitely sell definitely try to take some profits here because I do think that we're very likely to go lower. Let me see if I can pull up the Nasdaq chart here. Let's see. If I can, let's see if I can get the Nasdaq chart up. Right. The Nasdaq Composite here. That's what we're trying to look at, and hopefully that will let us. It will let us share that out on the screen. Let's see if I can do it. Um, there we go. Yeah, and so let's see if I just think it's going to be a much more difficult market than we've had going forward. So let's look at BTU. I may not be able to show you the charts. I'm having a little bit of issue with the bandwidth here, but I'll just try to kind of describe exactly what's going on here. BTU is Peabody coal, and let's see if we can get a chart here on this. I'm a bit bandwidth constrained today, so I apologize on that. So hopefully it'll pull up. There we go. BTU pulled up. It pulled back basically to the 10-day line. It's still looking fairly good in terms of things. So I probably would not be a seller here, but I probably would be putting in a stop loss. The stop. What I do is I would put in a stop loss at the 21-day line is 27.29. Currently, it's 27.50. I think what I would do with BTU is that I think I would definitely put in a stop loss at 27.29. I think that's where I would be. That's where I would be. Just because that's going to sort of be your fine line in the sand. MB is writing in. Is it a good time to buy Netflix? Absolutely not. I would not be a buyer. Don't buy on the bounce. Don't listen to Kramer. Nothing wrong with him. He's got a great show, but here's the thing. Right now, I just think that Netflix may go lower, and it may go a lot lower. So I'm going to pull up the chart here. Unfortunately, you can't see the charts because I am having that bandwidth issue, as I indicated to you. Uh, NTFX, Netflix. Let's see if I can get a right. If I can get it up here. NTFX. All right, now NLX. Yep. Okay. I unfortunately don't have enough bandwidth to get to the charts. Oh, there we go. I finally got it. Yeah, Netflix had a dead cat bounce today. Just not something you want to buy right now. It could easily move below 200. There's a very, very big likelihood that that may be the case. So I would not be a buyer of Netflix at this point. I just wouldn't. I just wouldn't. Let's take another question from Tesla was so good today. It's going to go up. Well, here's the thing. I think the whole market is spooked by this half point. Um, uh, this half point rate cut. I think we're going to see a lot of weakness. And so right now it's just time to be very, very defensive. Currently, I'm over 50% in cash, and I'm waiting for opportunities. I'm waiting opportunities to possibly short stocks as well as, as well as to do some other things. But right now, I'm very, very, very defensive in this market, and I am just, kind of being very, very cautious. So, I just right now, I'd be very, very careful. Let's look at two of the oil stocks, and that is, uh, let's see if I can get it. Let's see if it'll let me change the. No, it's just again, I'm having a net with uh, bandwidth errors. Farouk is talking about LNG. Of course, that's things. It just I don't think it's going to be very good for it. Now, Cheniere, it did pull down to that's LNG. It did pull down to the 21-day line, and hopefully it's going to get some support there. Not so sure, but we will see. After hours, it's off a little bit. 136.30 is where Cheniere is after hours. So not so sure that that will be strong as well. But I'm not selling it right now. I'm waiting to see if it gets some support. Some support and moves higher. So I would not be a buyer of LNG. I wouldn't be a buyer of anything tomorrow. I want to see how the market basically handles itself. So that's my opinion on that. Do you think it's still think the Earth is flat? Love that. Upstart. Wow, that's a company that was great about a year ago. But I hope you don't have Upstart. I hope you don't have it. It's not a good stock right now. Trust me on that one. It's Upstart is not a good stock right now. Tesla was also good. I don't know. I don't know about that one either. Yeah, Upstart is it's at 75.39 after hours. Not looking very good. I would not be a buyer of Upstart as well. Let's look at Tesla. Uh, again, let's revisit that. I'm just um, unfortunately I can't pull up my charts. I'm also yep. There we go. Having a little bit of a bandwidth issue. Let's take a look at the Tesla chart and see, you how we're doing here because I am broadcasting from home today. So that's part of the reason why I'm having such a problem with it with the bandwidth. Um, yeah, it'll pull up here in a second, but it's just taking a lot of time to do that. All right, let's go back to some of the questions on the comments. Sorry. What was the? I don't know if I can. It's just not. I just don't have a lot of bandwidth right now. Um, APL, of course, is the symbol for Apple. Let's see if I can get a chart. And it does not look like I can get a chart. Uh, oh goodness. All right, let's talk. Let's just answer Justin's question. Um, what sector? Okay. Well, maybe Doug is asking you Doug is asking you about NVIDIA. Think you wanna stay out of NVIDIA for a while. Also, you wanna stay out of AMD. They're just right now, just as much as you can. I do have some stocks. I mean, I'm not in fertilizer, oil and gas, or those kind of stocks. I did sell Dollar Tree today in a nice little profit. Inflation is going to rule for a while, and it's a tougher market to trade. Um, so we just have to be very, very careful. Very, very careful here, and it's just going to be a tougher market to trade. Have been mostly in the oil and gas sector. So Murphy Oil, MUR, I'm still in that, doing pretty well in that one. Believe it or not, Shell, SHEL, is doing well as well. So you want to go to the inflation stocks. For the last 2 years, the Fed has been helping the market, and now because they're going to raise the rates, it's going to hurt the market. So um, it's just not an optimal time in the market right now. So we have to be much, much more defensive. You got to put those stop losses in very, very quickly, and and just hit them as fast as you can, because we've just got to. If it's down more than 7%, you just need to sell and wait for a better return. It's this. That's what I've been doing, and I was stopped out of four positions today, as 4 positions today. I do have some things that I had added to, but I'm over 50% in cash currently. Well, it doesn't look like the situation on the broadcast is going to get any better. I'm bandwidth constraint. I'll be back tomorrow, though, hopefully broadcasting from the office where we have a little bit better equipment, a little bit better interface. Until then, let me see if I can answer a few more questions. And let's see. Uh, must have head and shoulders for me. Please thank you very much, Joe Trainer. Appreciate it very, very much. Let's see. Sorry, what is the Apple support? You went blank. Sorry about that. I'm the support for Apple, and apologize for my bandwidth here. But the support, I have the support for Apple basically is at the 40-day line. Uh, it is right at the 40-day line right now. So I think that we're going to see some support, possibly at about the 162, 163 level for Apple. But right now, Apple is pulling back. It's in a consolidation, but it's pulling back. So I would not recommend buying Apple here. I think it's going to probably go lower, at least for some time, at least for a while, because there is a general sell-off in the Nasdaq. So Apple just isn't looking nearly as good. Let's see if I can get the AMD chart up here. AMD. There we go. Okay, it looks like I may get. Oh, there we go. Great. AMD's chart is looking very, very poor. Let me see if I can put that up. Let me see if we can share that. Let's see if it'll let me do that. Hold on. No, it's letting me do it. Yay. Okay, now we're back. I think we now have enough bandwidth here. Sorry about that. As you can see, the AMD chart's just been moving lower. Let me get rid of the notation so that we can kind of take a clear look at this. We are currently in a downward trend on AMD, and we are well below the 200-day line, and the 50-day line is crossed below that 200-day line. So unfortunately, AMD is in a downward trend. For AMD, I see support at about 72.50 based on the chart that I have. So 72.50 is where I see support on AMD. If you're down more than 7% on this stock, it's a good idea to possibly get out of the stock right now because it does look like it's headed lower, and along with the Nasdaq, it's just one of those unfortunate things. It's just one of those unfortunate things. Let's take a look a, um, at NVIDIA. NVDA, of course, is the symbol for NVIDIA, and there we go. There we go. Wow, I've got enough bandwidth finally. Same problem with NVIDIA. We just have this downward trend. We're now below that 200-day line. NVIDIA is probably definitely going to go lower. We have the 40-day line that has just crossed below that 200-day line. And that just, unfortunately, that indicates that it is going to go a lower and a lot lower. So, NVIDIA, if you're down more than 7% on NVIDIA, I think that's kind of the key. You just got to be, you just got to be looking to cut your losses because for if this thing goes through, if the rate cut goes through, if the rate increase goes through, we could see it go a lot lower. So basically, never let your stock move against you more than about 7% in price. And I definitely think that's the case with NVIDIA. I've been out of NVIDIA for a while. It's a great company, but the market is just not being very cooperative here. So it's just one of those things where we can't depend on we just can't depend on it. All right. Oh, absolutely. This is a very good point, Jay. Thank you for that. Bank of America is in trouble. That is definitely true. I was sort of hinting at that some other shows, but BAC is definitely in trouble. I definitely think you're right. It's possibly a short. What I want to do is I want to put out for everyone a bear trade on BAC because I do expect it to move lower. I think that's a very good point that you're bringing up, Jay. So I'm going to hopefully get a chart here in a second. We'll take a look at BA and sort of where I'm looking to short it. I'll probably have a bear call spread for you. Hopefully, let's see. Yeah, because I do think that it is going to go lower, and well, my charts are not cooperating. So hopefully it'll come back in a second, and we'll get that everyone fixed up on that. All right. So I am still not getting a chart on NVIDIA. I'm on Bank of America. Let's see if I can get VERU. Oh, there we go. We got Bank of America. So now we can go back. We can go back to the Bank of America chart. There we go. So here is the Bank of America chart, and definitely in a downward trend. We just had the death cross on Bank of America, which is where the 50-day weakness here. It has rallied once to the 21-day line. So yes, it is possibly setting up for another short. I want to see it kind of. I wouldn't short it yet. I'd kind of wait, but I think that we may be in a situation here where this week where we could possibly short this one. It is looking very weak, and if it moves below this reversal line that I have here, then I think we definitely have a situation where it's going to move lower. Now, how low could it move? I think it could move down easily to the 29.50 level. That's sort of where I'm seeing some support there. That's kind of where I think, but at least in the short term, I think it's probably going below about 35, so about 34, 33. I think is where it's going to be. It's where it's going to be. So let's look at VERU. All right. Hopefully this comes up. VERU. Takes me a second for the hopefully for the stock to come up. We've been looking at the there we go. And this one produces a consumer product. Huh. Oh, the female content. I wouldn't touch this one. I wouldn't touch this one. Look, interesting stock. I mean, don't get me wrong, but interesting stock. So I would probably on this one, I'd avoid it, just based on this chart. I think I would avoid. I mean, you might be able to get something there, but it just no. I would probably avoid this one, just based on kind of what I'm seeing on this chart. I just don't think it's that strong a chart, and I think it's one that you need to kind of avoid. All right, a Microsoft call. Asking from TikTok, is it time for a Microsoft call? Let's look at the Microsoft chart. Let me see if I can bring it up here. And hopefully it will come up here in just a sec. Microsoft. And it'll come up here in a second. We should have the Microsoft chart up. I doubt it's a good time for a call on Microsoft, but you never know. We're still showing that other chart. Let's see if I see it. Okay. Still pulling it in. We're bit, I'm broadcasting from home today, and unfortunately, my bandwidth here is disappointed with this bandwidth. I think I'll have to use a Direct Connect next time I do this. But right now, it is slow, and that is definitely the case. There we go. We finally got the Microsoft chart up. And would I do a call on this? I would not do a call on this. Absolutely not. Not a good idea. You don't want to do a call on Microsoft. We have a situation where the 50 days moved below the 200 day, and that's just not a good sign. This is probably going to go lower. It's got a 57 relative strength. Just not the kind of relative strength that you want to see on a stock. So I would not buy Microsoft here. There really is not, unfortunately, right now the market is very, very thin in terms of what is buyable and what is not buyable. And so really, you really have to stick into the areas of the market, that are giving you that are giving the best, that are really giving the best performance. And unfortunately, that is not, that is not that is not the area of the market that is not tech right now. Tech just is not performing. Is not performing well at all. Let me see if I can bring up here the if I can bring up the heat map. What I'm doing here is I've got it. This shows. I'm going to show you the areas of the market that are doing the best, the market strength, and let's see if we can. All right, so let me bring up the market strength here. And there. Okay, so basically here's how the market is looking in terms of um, in terms of market strength. Um, the top areas of the market currently are in the oil and gas area. I mean, there's just no denying it. And even if we move forward here through the number of the months, you can see basically the strongest parts of the market right now are in the oil and gas area. And so we got to really respect this. So if you're doing a new buys, you want to be in the oil and gas or in potentially steel producers or coal. This is where the strength is. If we look at the tech sector is all the way down at the bottom. And this is why I just haven't been buying tech stocks because it just has not worked. If you'll notice, here's where all the techs here's where a lot of the techs are. Computer integrated systems, that's down at the bottom. We've got yeah, we've got some that are moving up. Semiconductor manufacturing is about better. It's 139 out of 197, but as you can see, if we go up the market, the strength in the market, and that's where we want to be, it's in the top of the market. It's in oil and gas, chemicals, and that kind of thing. So that's really where you want to be in the market. So if you're not in those stocks, I wouldn't be in the market. It's that kind of it's that kind of thing. If you're not in those particular stocks, you know, that are in those areas, in the oil and gas areas, interest rates going up, it's likely that that it's not gonna be as good. It's just not gonna be as good. All right, let's look at IBM. This is also probably not going to be as good as as some of the other areas, primarily because IBM is it's considered a tech services company. It's going to do better than most, but not necessarily as good as some of the others. So let me bring up the chart for that. I'm going to remove that. And let's see if I can get my charts up here. Oops. Okay, there we go. See, I'm trying to get my charts back up here. So, and we look at IBM. So basically, here is oh, it's Microsoft. Let's put IBM in there. I remember when IBM was a bigger company than Microsoft. Hard to believe. Hard to believe. So hopefully here in a second we're going to see Microsoft the IBM chart. There we go. Oh no, that's still the Microsoft chart. Let's see if I can get it to click over to the IBM chart. And been some interest in this. It's been moving fairly well, but um, let's get this for Albert here. Hold on. Hope everyone's doing well out there on Thursday. It's a nice day today here in Dallas. I just kind of stuck around the house. I couldn't believe it. I did go up to you, so I'll do that. I'll here from while we're waiting for that chart. We just mentioned birds. That's a great thing because we do send out alerts and stuff like that. It's easy to do. Just go to www.dallastradingfloor.com, first and last name and an email address, and you'll be all on the chart. I don't seem to be able to get there we go. I finally got the IBM chart up. Wow. That took me a while. Let's put that up. And here's the IBM chart that we take a look at. It did move decisively above that 200-day line. The question is it buyable? Well, here's the thing. Here's what I would do with this. I'm going to draw a trend line. It's definitely above the trend line, which is a good thing. So I'm going to put this trend line in there. So it's moved above the trend line. So it's potentially changed its direction. Now, I don't know why exactly, but it's a little bit off after hours. It does look like it has changed direction. So the question is, could we buy it at this level? Well, I'm looking at the checklist. It's got a decent checklist at 67%. This is sort of my minimum for a checklist. But the question is, can we buy it at this level? Well, I would be a little bit leery about buying it here, mainly because it just is not in the right part of the market. The computer technology services area is 152 out of 197. That makes it in a very weak so part of the market. So here's what I would do with this one. I would be basically not a buyer of this. So I would be not a buyer of a buyer of IBM. I wouldn't be a buyer of IBM at this level. Just wouldn't be. I've been very conservative, but the market is changing direction, and it could very well be in a situation where tomorrow we are in a confirmed downtrend. So we have to be careful. Let me just see if I can. Let's jump on over to the Investor Business Daily and see if we have a potential for. Let's see if they've changed the direction of the market. This is something that when you start trading, you have to be very careful with. You need to know the direction of the market. And so let's take a look and see if they've made that change. I was kind of expecting a change in the market direction today based on it doesn't look like it has changed though. It looks as if we are still, it looks like we are still in um, we're still in a uptrend under pressure, but we're in an uptrend under pressure. So that we're still in a situation where we don't want to go fully out of the market. Yeah, there we go. Come on, huh? Okay, nope. All right, there. Okay, well, it just doesn't want me to let. It's not giving me control. Anyways, we're on, in an uptrend under pressure here. So right now it's not a good time to be in the market. As you can see, there's a bear there, and it's looks like it's a market uptrend under pressure. Well, thank you for sitting through the last 30 minutes with me. Had a little bit of technical difficulties here. I'll be back tomorrow at 5 o'clock. Hopefully, I'll be clearing up those technical difficulties then. If you're not already on the Action Trade Alerts, super easy to do. Just go to www.Dallas Trading Floor. I'll be back at 5 tomorrow. Hopefully, everybody, please like the show and happy